What's up guys, IDK Player coming with another NASCAR video guys, and today we are doing a 2021 schedule concept for NASCAR. So as you guys probably already know by now, NASCAR is supposed to have a huge schedule change difference in the year 2021. So I'm going to give my schedule concept for the NASCAR 2021 season schedule. So some of these might not be realistic to you guys because some tracks, you know, have their licensing and stuff, even though most of the licensing is up in 2021. Some of this might not be realistic to some of you guys, but I feel like even if they just add these tracks into the schedule, a lot of you guys would be happy with it. So before we get started, shout out to my donators: Anthony Ortiz, NASCAR Fan 24, Zachary Rogers, and anyone else that did donate in this stream after the Auto Club race, because I'm recording this before the Auto Club race. So without further ado guys, let's get started. Race 1 for the 2021 NASCAR schedule concept. I will still have the Daytona 500 down as race 1, so here we go. I don't see it really going anywhere in my opinion besides race 1, so I will still have the Daytona 500 as race number 1. Here we go for race 2. The first big change in the schedule for me would be Sonoma. I would move Sonoma from the summer race to a spring race and making it the second race of the season to start the West Coast swing. I would put Sonoma in this area because one, the track looks beautiful with the green grass in my opinion, and I just love the fact of going from a super speedway right to Sonoma, a road course. So I would put Sonoma as race number 2 to start off the West Coast swing. For race number 3, first we went to a super speedway, then we went to a road course. Now time to go to a short track for race number 3. It'll be ISM Raceway. I like this idea of going from a super speedway to road course to a short track. Try to get all the different types of racetracks in at the beginning of the season to start it off. Race 3, I would have it down as ISM Raceway. For race number 4, we would get the first mile and a half of the season, and that will be Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I still like this idea. I don't want to cram in too many of the certain types of tracks at the beginning, so as you guys can see from this perspective, we go to all different types of tracks for the first 4 races. First mile and a half of the year, it would be Las Vegas. And finally, to end the West Coast swing, we will end it at Auto Club Speedway for the first 2-mile track of the year. So we go from super speedway to a road course to a short track to a mile and a half to a 2-mile track, and we'll end the West Coast swing for race number 5 at Auto Club Speedway. So we are done with the West Coast swing, and that's how we will end it. And I like this idea already because as you guys can see, we go to all different types of tracks starting with the first 5 races, and it's all unique different types of tracks for the first 5 races. This track is not in NASCAR Heat 3, but I can seriously see NASCAR going here. It is Circuit of the Americas, okay? So race number 6 would be Circuit of the Americas, and it would be the second road course of the season. So this, I believe, would be a pretty good spot to put Circuit of the Americas in race number 6. For race number 7, I would put it down as Martinsville Speedway. I think this would be a perfect spot for Martinsville Speedway. Right after a road course, go back to another short track, and Martinsville Speedway will be right at race number 7. For race number 8, I know a bunch of you guys might not think this will be realistic, but as you guys already know, this track is getting, I believe, renovated, and it's supposed to be a multi-use stadium, as I'm pretty sure I read in the article. It would be Rockingham, and Rockingham would be race number 8. I think this would be a good spot to put Rockingham in my opinion, because it'll be right after Martinsville, and they might not get the track done by 2021, but if they definitely do, I could definitely see them putting Rockingham in race number 8. For race number 9, the only change I would make right here is make it a day race, and that would be Richmond Raceway. That would be race number 9, but instead of a night race, it will be a day race, and you guys will know why it would be a day race later in the schedule as I go on. For race number 10, I have it down as Bristol Motor Speedway. So I pushed this race back a couple of weeks because of weather. I don't know if it'll help out with the weather situation or not, but in this timeline, I would put Bristol down as race number 10. For race number 11, I would have it down as Talladega. It'd be nice to have it go from a short track to the high banks at Talladega Super Speedway, have that huge transition. So Talladega will be down as race number 11. Race number 12 would be from Kansas. It'll be a night race. I just want to let you guys know right now, in this timeline, any track that is 1.5 miles besides Charlotte Motor Speedway and Darlington will be 400 miles or less. That's what I see in this timeline. I don't see any other track besides Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 600 and Darlington for the Southern 500, any 1.5 mile track being over 400 miles. So just letting you guys know, in this timeline, every single track that is 1.5 miles will be 400 miles for the race length or less, besides Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 600 and Darlington for the Southern 500. For race number 13, we would go to Dover International Speedway. I can't really see them putting this first Dover race anywhere else besides race number 13. So race number 13 would go to Dover International Speedway. For race number 14, it would still be the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Obviously, I can't see them change this date because this is Memorial Day weekend. So Charlotte Motor Speedway will still have its Coca-Cola 600, and it will be on Memorial Day weekend. That's Sunday night race. Race number 15 will go to Pocono, and we would only go to Pocono once this season. Just letting you guys know that. And Pocono, it's a tricky triangle, but the only thing is, not a lot of people like watching Pocono that much, but it is a hard track to race at. The first corner is banked, and you have to really brake hard into that corner. The second corner is flat, and the third corner is flat. It's a difficult track for drivers, but I can only see them going to this track once in this 2021 concept in this timeline for NASCAR schedule 2021, and it will be race number 15. Race number 16 would be from Michigan International Speedway. I can't see them putting this date anywhere else besides race number 16, so race number 16 will be from Michigan International Speedway. Once again, another track that I really can't see them moving their date on is Chicagoland, and that will be for race number 17. I believe this is the perfect date to put it in, right before the Coke Zero Sugar 400. It's a 1.5 mile track. Chicagoland will be race number 17. Another race I can't see them moving is race number 18, and that is the Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona. It's the halfway mark of the season. I can't see them moving this anywhere else. Now, I know a bunch of you guys might think Kentucky won't be on the schedule for 2021, but I seriously think Kentucky might still be on the schedule, including with the fact that 2018 did have pretty well attendance at that race. I still think Kentucky would be there, and it would still be race number 19 right after the Coke Zero Sugar 400. Right after Kentucky, another track that I still can't see them moving is New Hampshire. So they'll go from race 18 from Daytona to Kentucky to race number 20 at New Hampshire. But remember, it'll still only be one date. And now we add a new track to the Monster Energy Cup Series schedule. It will be Iowa Speedway. It'll be right after New Hampshire in race number 21. It'll be replacing, I forgot which track it would replace, but it would be obviously replacing a track that had a second date. I believe this was Pocono that I probably replaced it with, but it was basically a track that had a second date that I took away and I added Iowa to. So Iowa would be race number 21 in the 2021 NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series schedule concept. For race number 22, I would have the Bristol night race. So Bristol night race, I would put this down as race number 22, and I wanted to put it down earlier in the schedule, a week earlier, so it doesn't really coincide that much with school, because I believe that's actually the week that schools are back in session for Tennessee. I might be wrong. Someone from Tennessee might have to fact check that on me, but I believe they usually go back to school around, August 3rd through August 6th, somewhere in that area. So someone have to fact check me on that, but I think that would be a perfect spot to put the Bristol night race. Race number 23 would be from Watkins Glen International. So I just want to let you guys know, I think this would be a good place to put Watkins Glen, put it a week back, because right now if you put Bristol a week ahead of Watkins Glen, as I'm pretty sure this is true, you might have to fact check this on me, but I believe most of the schools that are in New York don't go back to school until September. So it'd be nice if families that have kids that are in school go to Watkins Glen for the weekend to enjoy their summer and watch some racing before they go back to school in September. So Watkins Glen would be race number 23. Race number 24 would be from Michigan. I can't see them really moving this date anywhere else, so I'll put Michigan down as race number 24. Then for race number 25, the Southern 500 at Darlington Speedway, the first and the only 500-mile race that is a mile-and-a-half track. Remember, the Coca-Cola 600 is a mile-and-a-half track. I mean, sorry, Charlotte is a mile-and-a-half track that hosts the Coca-Cola 600, but that is a 600-mile track, and it will also be the only 600-mile race that's a mile-and-a-half track. And Darlington for the Southern 500 will be the only race that is a mile-and-a-half track that will have 500 miles, so I'll put them down as race number 25. And finally, to wrap up the regular season, I put race number 26 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I can't really see them moving this day. I think Indianapolis would be a perfect spot to put it. And to be honest, some people say they might take out Indianapolis, and they should. But to be honest, I can't see them really moving Indianapolis anywhere else besides this spot. And I don't really see them taking Indianapolis out of the schedule anyway. So I would put Indianapolis as race number 26 to end the regular season. And now as we go into race number 27 to start off the playoffs, we go to a new track on the schedule for the Monster Energy Cup Series. This track has been on the Truck Series schedule for a while now. It is Gateway Motorsports Park. It would replace Las Vegas's date, and we would add a new date, and that would be Gateway Motorsports Park for race number 27 for the Monster Energy Cup Series playoffs. It would be race number 1. For race number 28, I would put Atlanta Motor Speedway. So the reason why I'm putting race number 28 as Atlanta Motor Speedway in the second playoff race date going to Atlanta is because, one, it would be back-to-back night races for the playoffs. Gateway would be a night race, and Atlanta would be a night race. And two, me personally, from my point of view, I've always liked Atlanta as a night race. I've always thought it looked better, and to be honest, it's kind of hard to have Atlanta as a night race as race 2, including in the spring due to the cold weather. So I think it would be a nice race at night for Atlanta Motor Speedway for race number 2 as the playoffs and race number 28 in the schedule. For race 3 of the playoffs and the first cutoff round of the round of 16 over, and race number 29 of this season will be the Charlotte Roval. Really can't really move this anywhere. I think this is the perfect spot to have the Charlotte Roval being race number 29 and the last race of the round of 16. To start off the round of 12 for race number 30, we go to Dover, and I seriously don't think they can move this date at all. This is probably the best date to have Dover, and it's also a mile track to change up the differences in the round. So Dover would be race number 30, and it will start off the round of 12. For race number 31, we go to Richmond for the second race of the round of 12. It would be a night race. So as you guys remember earlier in the video, I said Richmond, the first race would be a day race, the second race would be a night race. So Richmond Raceway would be race number 2 in the round of 12. And to end the round of 12, we go to Talladega. I think this is the best place to put Talladega, seriously, in my opinion, because I've always liked Talladega to end a round anyways, you know, kind of like the wild card, because I guess that's what NASCAR is going for anyways. So I would put Talladega as the end of round number 12 in race number 32. To start the round of 8, we go to Martinsville Speedway. Can't really see them changing this track at all from this date. Martinsville Speedway start off the round of 8. Then for race number 34, for the second race of the round of 8, we go to Texas for the first time this year, but instead of it being a 500-mile race, it would be a 400-mile race under the lights at Texas Motor Speedway for the second race of the round of 8. I also have this down as an under the lights race, so race at night. I think that would be a better understanding, whether it's on a Sunday night, which I doubt they would have, but rather it be on a Saturday night. So Saturday night racing would be great for Texas Motor Speedway to end the second race of the round of 8 and the first time they went to Texas Motor Speedway. Oh, and by the way, it's not a 500-mile race anymore. It would be 400-mile race or less. And finally, the last race of the round of 8 would be at ISM Raceway. Now, what I would like them to do, even though I know this will kind of be hard because they are on the West Coast, to have at least one of the ISM races be a day race and one of the other ISM races be a night race. But if they have them both as day races, that is fine with me. But it'll be really nice to see them end ISM Raceway as the last race of the round of 8, and it be race number 35. And as the final race of the season for the Monster Energy Cup Series for race number 21, it would be Homestead Miami Speedway. Now, seriously, one, yes, this is still my favorite track on the Monster Energy Cup Series schedule because, well, it's 20 minutes away from me, and I like the fact that it's multi-groove. And two, I seriously can't see them putting Homestead anywhere else because, one, I've been to Homestead since 2009, and to be honest, if they moved Homestead anywhere else than the last race of the season, probably nobody would go. I'll be honest, I don't think anybody would really want to go to the race besides it being a good race. But to be honest, having Homestead as a day into night race as the last race of the season, can't get anywhere better than that, ending the race in sunny South Florida under the lights as it transitions from day into night as the race goes on. So the Ford EcoBoost 400 would be the last race of the season for the 2021 NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series schedule. Did you agree with my concept? Let me know in the comment section below. Just letting you guys know, as you guys can see from this schedule, we added new tracks to the Monster Energy Cup Series schedule, including tracks that have been already added in the lower division series of NASCAR. And you don't see a 1.5-mile track be repeated more than once. So every single 1.5-mile track that was on this 2021 schedule concept, it was only there for one race. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys do agree with me, comment down below if you do or not, and don't forget to like this video if you did enjoy it, and subscribe for more NASCAR Heat 4 news videos, NASCAR Heat 3 news videos, NASCAR videos in general, Project Cars 2 live streams, and NASCAR Heat 3 2019 DLC live streams. If you did get shouted out in today's video, thank you for donating. And also, if I did not say your name in this video, if you did donate, you are most likely still shouted out in the text. The reason why I didn't say your name is because I recorded this video before the live stream I raced in and did right after the Auto Club Speedway race. So hope you guys did enjoy. Congratulations to Kyle Busch on his 200th win. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to smack that sub button, comment down below your opinions, and subscribe for more of everything I already explained. I'll see you guys in the next video. IDK out.